Oh, yes, yes. Someone did say last week, no, someone did call last week about the same thing. Was that you?
No, it wasn't me. I'm looking at your file right here. It says somebody tried last week and they got your voicemail. So if you talked to somebody from a phone company last week, it most likely wasn't from Vonage. And if it was from Vonage, they didn't disposition it. So basically, I just...
Sorry, what's your name again?
Jack.
Yeah. Well, it's funny that you should call, because my third eldest, Larissa, she was talking about this just last week, and you know, she is very smart. I'll give her that, because she was the first in the family to go to university. She passed with distinctions. You know, we're all quite proud of her. Yes, yes. So yeah, she was saying that I should look into this sort of thing. So what more can you tell me about it?
Okay, so voice over IP phone service is simple as its description is. It's phone service that's routed through the internet. Now, the hosted part that we offer makes it better, because when you subscribe to us, you don't have to lease and you don't have to buy a huge piece of technology that you keep in a phone cabinet. All you have to do is purchase the IP phones, buy the monthly service. There's no contract. And our phone, since it doesn't have that technology that it needs to be able to route the calls go straight to our data center, and then they're routed to the recipient of the phone call. So it's a lot more convenient, ends up being cheaper. It means, there's scalability with it. So, I mean, if you have 2 phones and you want to upgrade to 10 phones, you don't have to spend thousands of dollars on a new piece of equipment. You just have to buy the new phones, pay, upgrade to the new amount of lines being paid for. And so it's easily scaled in that way. Now, it's also a lot better.
I couldn't quite catch you there. What was that again?
Okay, so it's also a lot more convenient because it integrates with CRMs. So, the clients that you have, when you bring up their profile, when you get a call or when you call those clients, their profiles are automatically displayed on the screen, assuming that the software is able to be integrated, which it most usually is. So it's easier being able to contact clients and being able to receive calls from clients, having that information on the screen. A lot of times if you get a call from someone and you have them, you have the phone in one hand, and then the other hand you're trying to look up information, type information in the computer or whatnot, and it just makes it kind of difficult, especially when you're multitasking, even with things that you're doing before the call. So I mean, just the whole process of having the voice over IP, integrating with the internet and the CRMs, makes it a lot more palpable to your average business person these days. Now, I'm actually not the expert on all this stuff. There are consultants that are standing by that can address more specific needs. What I wanted to do is ask a few basic questions about your business and the way that your phone is currently set up, including your provider and the details, just the length of the contract, and see if we could help you. And if it turns out that we could provide better service, something that would be more convenient for you, then I can transfer you right over to a consultant. They can give you a price quote, and then you'd go ahead and you'd upgrade to our system, and there'd be a net benefit for yourself. So let me just get started here. How many phone lines do you currently have in your business?
Sorry, again?
How many phone lines do you have?
Would you say that again, please?
Sure. How many, or the whole description that I gave you, or just my question?
Yes.
Okay. How many phone lines do you have in your business?
Sorry, which company did you say you were calling from again?
Vonage Business Solutions.
Well, here's the thing, because the last time that someone called up and spoke to me on the phone, I got in quite a bit of trouble from the people here because I went for something that I shouldn't have. I probably shouldn't be telling you that. But, yes, I think my eldest, Rachel, she wouldn't speak to me for a week now, that happens, but that really hurt. And sometimes in family, these things are quite important. They're more important than any, job or phone call or whatever it is.
Right. Okay. So, who does make the decisions about your phone options?
Well, since you put it that way, I mean, you've been quite friendly and straightforward with me here.
Right.
Hello?
Right.
Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes. Sorry. Sorry, what were you saying again?
Okay, so basically what I was trying to do here is ask you a couple things about your current business and your phone system, and I do appreciate your patience here working with me. I'm slightly new, so I'm not getting everything right here off the bat. So this is good practice for me, and so I just wanted to ask a few things. And so what I'm not trying to do is I'm not trying to get your money right now. I just want to ask you some questions, see if we could, see if we'd be better than your current phone provider, which I will find a way for our service to be. And then what I can do is transfer you to a sales consultant. The sales consultant, what he will do is he'll tell you the price that our service will work out to. And so he'll give you a quote. And so you'll have that quote, and you can use that, for reference when you're deciding on, which provider you want to go with and so forth. So, if you happen to know these details, it would be beneficial. Let's see. Do you know how many lines you have? How many phones or how many phone lines are in the office?
Well, with the world finances the way they are, I know, we're not allowed to spend as much as what we were. I mean, how is this going to how is this going to work?
How's it going to what?
Well, that does sound good. I mean, you have been very patient with an old man here. It's something that I've been told that I should be looking at. My third eldest, Marissa, I think I mentioned Marissa before. Yes,
yeah.
Yes. She says that I should be going for something like this. What is most appropriate for the time, and I guess whatnot. Sorry, could you just hang on for 1 second here? Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It sounded like you had some ducks back there.
Again?
Sounded like you might have had a couple of ducks back there, quacking in the background there.
Well, it's funny that you should call, because my third eldest, Larissa, she was talking about this just last week, and she is very smart. I'll give her that, because, you know, she was the first in the family to go to university, and she passed with distinctions. You know, we're all quite proud of her, yes. So, yeah, she was saying that I should look into this sort of thing. So, what more can you tell me about it?
Okay, so there are a lot of features that we offer that are just included with the standard package, whereas in analog, you would have to pay extra for each feature. For example, I believe a lot of analog phone providers charge extra for call forwarding. So, for example, if somebody was calling your office and you happen to not be in your office and you wanted to get those calls, you'd be able to set the option on your computer for the system to automatically forward the call to your cell phone. Okay, that's something that it's very convenient. I believe it's kind of tricky for analog service to do that, but you know, with the computer and the internet, you can just easily forward the call to the extension at your home. Another thing is that our phones, like I said, since they're hosted, you're able to bring your phone from place to place. You bring your phone from the office, you can bring your phone home, which you might think, well, why the heck would I want to bring my phone home? Well, if you live in the Northeast U.S. like I do, you know, there tend to be snowstorms on occasion, and, you know, when you go home one night, you're not sure if you're going to go back the next morning because, you know, there could be ice and everything on the road, so the employees can just go ahead and take the phones home and work from home. And they wouldn't have to set anything up on the computer. When they plug it into the computer, the phone automatically contacts our servers and downloads the required software for it to be automatically put to use. All right. You know, there are other features as well. Let's see. If you are, for example, okay, this company of yours is called Tech Plus Consulting, correct? So,
I'm sorry, I couldn't quite catch you there. What was that again?
So with your company, Tech Plus Consulting, what you'd be able to do is integrate your CRM software, so the software you know, that your clients are using and that you're using to track your clients, and when you get a call, you just automatically see their profile, right? But, you know, I already explained that, but there are other apps that you can use if your CRM is not integratable. For example, there's a Google app where if somebody's calling you, their profile pops up and search results for their name on the Google search bar automatically upon calling. So you kind of can get a feel for if they do have any profiles from the Google search of, you know, the kind of prospective client you would be dealing with. We have a feature called Follow Me, which basically entails you not having to ever miss a call, right? So if you don't happen to be in the office, you know, you might be in your office, you might be at home, you know, you might be at a client, you know, with just your cell phone. When somebody contacts you, it will ring a certain amount of rings, however many you choose at your office, and then on your cell phone, and then maybe at your home phone. So you can be sure that, you know, if there are important calls coming, and, you know, a client's potential business is on the line, you can make sure that the call won't be missed, right? Because how annoying is it if you want to, you know, be a client of a business, or you want to inquire about the services of a business, when you try to call the business and all you get is a voicemail, you know, leave a message after the tone. What our service allows is for the basic price, pretty much the price of a residential phone system, you can have a completely professional outlook to your client base, right? So even if somebody calls at 3 o'clock in the morning, they say, hey, I feel like I want to, check out this business, see what's going on. Well, they check out maybe your website. It says call 24/7, right? So they can call, and then it gives them information. There are prompts, to leave a message, push 1. If you'd like, more information about this service, push 2. If this is an emergency, push 3, and we'll transfer you over to maybe some guy that's on call, right? So for the price of just a standard phone system, you're able to get a whole professional suite, which actually includes upwards of 42 free features. That I have a list of here in front of me, but the fact is that that voice over IP phone systems are pretty much taking over the industry. Digital is going to be the future, for phone systems and communication in general. So if you get on the bandwagon now, you're going to have the knowledge for the years to come when there's going to be an overall transfer, from copper to the voice over IP systems. Okay. We have just the standard features that your standard analog phone will have, right? Call queue. If you're currently on the phone and somebody calls you, they're not going to get a busy signal. They're going to get a prompt command, and they're going to be sitting in what's called a call queue. And there'll be a voice on the call queue. Your caller number for your estimated wait time is 3 minutes, right? So you have these professionalized features. If you call Comcast and you want to set something like this up, they're going to say, all right, well, here's your basic phone package. Well, for X number of dollars, you can get call waiting. For X number of dollars, you can get call forwarding, and they're going to just kind of load it on, right? And it's most likely going to be a lot more expensive than what we do, because what we do is just written right into code, right? So it's a wonderful service to be able to have and really get in before it really blows up and everybody has this service, right? So let me just ask you, sir, assuming you're still there on the line, I haven't heard you there. So you have 12 phones in your office, or let's see, what is it? I'm sorry.
Sorry, again.
How many phone lines do you have in your office?
Would you say that again, please?
Sure. How many phone lines do you have in your office?
Yes.
Right. So you have maybe 5 or...
Did you say you were calling from again?
Vonage.
Well, here's the thing, because the last time that someone called up and spoke to me on the phone,
right,
I got in quite a bit of trouble from the people here because I went for something that I shouldn't have. I probably shouldn't be telling you that. But, yes, I think my eldest, Rachel, she wouldn't speak to me for a week. Now,
wow,
that happens. But that really hurt, and sometimes in family, these things are quite important. They're more important than any job or phone call or
right,
or whatever it is.
Mm. Yep, I understand. Okay, so maybe you shouldn't be the one to go forward and end up purchasing the service, is what you're saying.
Well, since you put it that way, I mean, you've been quite friendly and straightforward with me here. Hello?
Yep, I'm here.
Hello? Are you there? Oh, yes. Sorry. Sorry, what were you saying again?
Automated system.
What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated system. What was that? Automated syst Well, you know, with the world finances the way they are, I know, you know, we're not allowed to spend as much as what we were. I mean, how is this going to how is this going to work? Well, that does sound good. I mean, you have been very patient with an old man here. It's something that I've been told that I should be looking at. My third eldest, Larissa, she, I think I mentioned Larissa before. Yeah, she says that I should be going for something like this. You know, what is most appropriate for